From San Francisco to Paris, Nashville to Amsterdam, we're reaching up.
This is Don Fass in San Francisco, and we're reaching up again this week with music, some cool wisdom, and special guests.
Hey, this is Bart Millard of Mercy Me with Don on Reaching Up Around the World.
This is Don Fass, and we're not backstage today at Angel Stadium, but I guess up in the press boxes with Mercy Me. I've heard you at Spirit West Coast and all kinds of other venues, and what a pleasure to meet you guys. Bart, I'll do the same thing as the guy just before me, and ask you to say hello, and then we'll ask everybody to say hello.
Sure, absolutely. My name's Bart, lead singer Mercy Me, and I'm a Sagittarius and love long walks on the beach.
Okay. Oh, so we're all going to do our astrology signs.
I'm Jim. I play keyboards.
I'm Robbie, the drummer.
I'm Barry, one of the guitar players.
I'm Mike, the other half of the guitarsenal that is.
Okay, you're done. I'm Nathan, the bass player.
And I have to ask you one question that's not about Mercy Me, but did I hear somebody say that they were with DC Talk at one point?
I used to be.
You used to be?
I used to be, yes, Barry. One of the guitar players.
I just did about 3 interviews with Michael Tate in the last
did,
year.
yeah, with the Newsboys now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's great.
Yeah.
And also with Duncan.
Oh, yeah, Duncan.
But now back to Mercy Me. We're not talking about the Newsboys in this interview. Let me,
We're good fans.
well, yeah, but then they have to talk about Mercy Me the next time I interview them. So,
You're not?
So, wanted to ask you how you all got started and met up, basically.
Well, we started in 1994 out of Oklahoma City. Myself and Jim and Mike started the band, and Robbie and Nathan. Robbie was involved with a different ministry there in the area. He came on board pretty quickly afterwards. We were looking for a bass player. He was friends with Nathan. Nathan came on board. So in about the first probably 3 or 4 years of us starting, the 5 of us have been together. And then Barry came on 7 or 8 years ago, I guess. Yeah, and we did a tour and fell in love with Barry's heart and decided that we needed to be around a positive attitude like that. And so we kind of created a position for him.
So this was what year that you all got started?
94. So it's been, almost 16 years.
Have things changed for you as a band in those 16 years, and have they changed since you've won all the accolades and Song of the Year and everybody around the world now sings I Can Only Imagine?
I think the main thing is we have cell phones and microwaves now, and we didn't when we started. But I mean, it's we've been able to support our families, and it's for us. I mean, we've played in front of 10 kids when we first started. Now you're playing in Anaheim Stadium, so obviously the size of the crowd changes. You go from trying to show people what your music's about, who you are, to people actually knowing who you are makes a difference. But our calling has always been the same, and that's just to lead people to the throne through worship. And for whatever reason, God's shown us favor to be able to be a part of that calling in this ministry for a long time, and we really are showing no signs of quitting, except for Jim.
Do you have areas, I don't mean geographic areas, of course, that you'd like to go, or things that you'd like to do that you haven't already done as a band?
Oh man, we have never gone overseas as a band, and we all have always had a heart for missions, and we would love to be able to go overseas and do concerts and be a part of what's going on in the rest of the world, and hopefully it'll eventually happen. It gets harder with our families getting bigger and expecting kids and stuff like that, but I think our hearts are all on the same page that we would love to. We've gone with Compassion a few times, and just it's been life-changing, and we'd love to be able to kind of share our ministry in different parts of the world.
Well, I'm going to Israel in 3 weeks. Why don't you come along with me?
I would give anything to go with you on that.
You mentioned Compassion International. Tell us, we only have a limited amount of time, but tell us where your heart and your passion is these days. Maybe each of you.
Oh, man. My heart is, my oldest son is a juvenile diabetic, and so my heart's been with that for, the last 6 years. I guess he's been alive. Is just trying to find a cure for that, and trying to show parents and families that have kids with not just diabetes, but autism, different things that don't go away, that are here from now on, just to trying to minister to families to say, look, God has a purpose in this, and that God, it wasn't a mistake or whatever. And the divorce rate through people with kids with special needs is through the roof because they don't know how to handle it. And so my wife and I, we both kind of had this dream, and it's our heart to kind of dive more into that and to try to minister to families. And so
I just want to tell you that this morning in the hotel room I was tuning into HBO, and I can't think of the name of it, but there's an awesome dramatic movie about autism.
Oh, really?
I mean, just makes you cry. It's up for I don't know how many.
Starring it.
Yeah.
She's playing the autistic girl.
Yes, and it's just awesome. So people ought to check that out. And they also.
Her name's like Dobby. It's not Dobie Gillis, but it's some girl's name is the name of the show. Darby.
Yeah, I guess if people go to the HBO website, it's an HBO Films release on autism. It's just awesome. Any other passions here in the group?
We've got a lot of kids in the band, and so just being good dads and husbands, and being gone and finding that balance. I think that's something for us that's always in the forefront of our minds, trying to figure out how to be a good husband and a good dad over a cell phone and still be able to shepherd our families. That's probably always, as long as we're traveling, will be at the forefront of our minds and of our hearts, and where hopefully that's where our hearts are at and our minds are at, because if not, I think that's when problems will begin.
Any others? I know they're going to give us the 2-minute sign or the 1-minute sign. Yesterday I thought they were giving me the victory sign,
you win.
You win, right?
5 more minutes.
But tonight is labeled as the third night here at Harvest 2010, a night of hope. And I imagine as a group, that's what you try to give people when you perform, right?
Yeah, we certainly do. Not that we're any different from any other Christian band, but I know that it's definitely on our hearts. We've gone through tragedy, whether it's a loss of a loved one or just super difficult times in your life. And, it's something that we all need to be reminded of, that that God's in control and we can get through this. And so it's been a huge honor that they would consider us to be a part of tonight with Stephen Curtis and Dr. Dobson and Pastor Lori. And so it's going to be a cool evening. And I was saying in the last interview, I was like, it's an honor to not just because our song's popular, but they feel like we can contribute tonight is what's really cool about being here.
Well, guys, it's great meeting you.
Reaching Up Radio is a production of Street Cats Foundation for Youth and One Heart for Kids. Our engineers in San Francisco, John Clem and David Molina. And in Denver, Michael Tamburello of TMG Music. Email us at reachingupradio@yahoo.com or write us at Post Office Box 72174, Oakland, California 94612. Or see us on the web and join us at reachingupradio.com. This is Don Fass. Join us next weekend and keep reaching up.